All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So, look, week 17 is officially done. The season of misery is finally over. We can close the book on it. We can throw it in the trash and be done with it completely. It's time to move forward. We need a new culture. We need a new coach. There's a ton of changes that need to be made to this team, and I cannot wait to get to the offseason. Now, as far as the game is concerned, it was a complete microcosm of the Adam Gase era. Okay, every complaint, every issue that Adam Gase brings to the table, it was on full display today. Okay, quarterback is taking sacks. Multiple interceptions, turnovers, everything is underneath. No success down the field, right? There's no real vertical threat. Bad interior offensive line play, poor play calling, inability to bounce back, too inconsistent. I mean, we saw Darnold laser a nice throw over to Chris Herndon for a nice TD. Tad bit high, but still great throw to kind of layer it in there. And then he follows it up with two horrendous interceptions. It's too inconsistent. And I'm so happy it's over with. I'm so happy it's done. We can finally put it to bed. We can put the Adam Gase era to bed and just be done with it. Okay, never have to think about it again. Now it is up to Joe Douglas. It's up to Christopher Johnson to bring the right guys into this organization and really right the ship. I mean, again, this head coaching hire is extremely, extremely important. It's key if the Jets want to have any sort of long-term success. If the Jets bring in another dud like Adam Gase or something like that, then everything is now in question. That's not the route that we can go now. We have to make a smart, educated decision here. We have to do our due diligence on all of these candidates, interview a bunch of guys, and narrow down the list. We cannot fall into the trap of taking somebody else's opinion and being swayed by it like Peyton Manning was with Gase. We can't wait to the last second like we did with Todd Bowles. We have to pick our guy. We have to offer him a lot. We got to get the right guys in the building. And to be 1,000% honest with you, I haven't seen a bigger waste of time, a bigger waste of money than the Adam Gase era. I mean, we wasted all these guys' contracts. Jamal Adams came and went. Steve McClendon came and went. C.J. Mosley barely played. Le'Veon Bell came and went. Sam Darnold, at one point in time was this incredible, quarterback prospect with a really high ceiling. And now he's one of the, everybody laughs at him. Okay. Like a guy who's regressed. The biggest waste of time that I can remember, probably on par with the Hugh Jackson era in Cleveland. But man, I mean, think about all the squandered opportunities. Think about all the bridges that were burned under Gase. Changes need to be made, and they will be made. Okay. As we stand right now, the reports that are kind of coming out, I think it was first reported by U Stadium a while ago, actually, that Gase will be let go after the season. He's not going to be brought back. Yes, they beat the Rams. Yes, they beat the Browns. Two teams that will probably go to the playoffs. They might not. Who knows? But again, it does not matter. You have to look at the entire body of work. You have to look at the relationships. You have to look at the culture. You have to look at how people handle themselves in interviews, how people handle the locker room, how people handle time management, the development of players, the play calls, the offensive system, the defensive systems, changes that are made, regression, progression for different players and whatnot. There's so many different things that go into a head coach. You have got to get the right guy in the building. You have to do it. It's imperative. You cannot win a Super Bowl with a horrible head coach. I mean, we've seen it done with bad quarterbacks, right? Bad quarterbacks can maybe get lucky, every now and again. Look at Brad Johnson. He's not a bad quarterback by any means, but you don't have to be a top 3 guy to win a Super Bowl. Look at Joe Flacco, current New York Jet. He won a Super Bowl back with Baltimore. He wasn't a top 2, top 3 guy. Who else? Dilfer back in Baltimore. And look, this is the bottom line. You cannot acquire a Lombardi trophy if you can't communicate with players, if you can't game plan correctly, if you can't develop your own players. It's simply not in the cards. It's not going to happen. You can't beat teams like Kansas City and Buffalo and Pittsburgh and Cleveland and Tennessee and Indianapolis if your locker room is a wreck, if half the roster isn't buying in. Everybody needs to be on board. Let's take a look at the Buffalo Bills for just a second and use them as an example. I believe the Jets should use Buffalo as a blueprint to build for the future. I mean, this is a team, and I hate to admit it. Why? Because back in 2017, 2018, the Bills and the Jets were at the same level. They were both rebuilding franchises at the same level at the same time. The Bills just clinched the number 2 seed in the NFL or in the AFC playoffs, while the Jets just clinched the number 2 pick in the NFL draft. Obviously, the Bills have it right. Okay, this is a team that the owner, the general manager, the scouting department, the front office, the coaching staff, and the players are all going in the same direction. There's no sort of, we hear PJ Fleck talk about it all the time. His reference to rowing the boat. Everybody has to be rowing in the same direction if you want to be successful in the long term, okay? Buffalo has everything figured out. They have young pieces all over the field. Veterans are contributing. They have draft picks contributing. Guys in the middle rounds like Dawson Knox and Singletary and all these different guys, Gabe Davis. The free agents that they bring in, Cole Beasley, John Brown, they seem to work out as well. Obviously Josh Allen's development has been through the roof. 3 years in Buffalo, guys, arguably the MVP of the season. Absolute tear. You have to credit the Buffalo Bills. The New York Jets need to emulate Buffalo moving forward. That's a team that has it figured out. Okay, the New York Jets, they've been a complete mess since the day they hired Adam Gase. They've had no direction, no vision. They don't know who they are. Not an ounce of culture. It's been a complete embarrassment. No identity whatsoever. So look, here's the good news. We don't have to deal with it anymore. The New York Jets, Joe Douglas specifically, has all the power in the world. He can turn this thing around. He just needs to bring in the right guy. He needs to bring in a competent head coach. Matt Campbell, Matt Eberflus, Pat Fitzgerald, Brian Daboll, who else? Don Martindale. 5 guys right off the bat. The Jets need to interview all 5. All of them. If they want a little bit more money, then you have to do it. We cannot settle. We cannot be in a position where we're settling for a guy like Brian Schottenheimer or something like that. Man, I appreciate every single person watching this video right now. I appreciate every single Jet fan watching this team every single Sunday. It's it's such a difficult task to do, nauseating to a certain degree. Everybody feels horrible at 4:30 after the Jets wrap up their performances. For you guys to continuously tune in to videos on this channel regarding a 2-14 football team with no direction and no identity, it speaks volumes about you. It speaks volumes about the Jets fan base. And it speaks volumes about loyalty. It truly means the world. It truly, truly does. Best fans on the planet. And look, the future's going to be bright. I'm trusting Joe Douglas here. We've weathered the storm. We've spent 2 years, two complete football seasons have been completely wasted. We weathered that storm. Bright times are ahead. I know it. We got to keep the faith here. So I'll leave it there. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. We did it. We're going in the right direction. I'm pumped up. I cannot wait for the offseason. So looking forward to it. Expect a ton of videos on this channel, just diving into every possible outcome, every single nuance. It's going to be a blast. I cannot wait. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for the support this season. It truly, truly, truly means the world. And as always, go Jets.